On today's episode, we take a trip up to the Pacific Northwest to hang out with a fellow podcaster and ghost cosplayer, right here on GonstFM Off Air. Welcome, ghouls, ghoulettes, and guesties to GonstFM Off Air, the official podcast companion to 66.6 GonstFM, the internet radio station dedicated to the band Ghost and the wider Gonst community. Hey, that's you guys. I'm your host, Papa X. I got a fun one planned for you today. We're hanging out with a dear friend of mine, all the way from the Pacific Northwest. You might have seen her hanging around on Instagram or TikTok. And if you listen to podcasts and you're in the Ghost fandom, you probably have heard her on the Macabre Maiden Metalcast. So I would love for you all to give a warm welcome to my friend and today's special guest, Papa Emeritus Secondo, Macabre Maiden Metalcast, or if you're on Facebook, Cursed Couture Cosplay, Ash, a.k.a. Shade. How's it going, my friend?
I didn't hear the canned applause, so I'm a little sad about that.
Oh,
but,
dude.
It's going to happen.
We'll fix it.
I'm going to have my own audience find me. Hello, and yes, you may or may not have heard this lovely, slightly nasally white American lady voice. So yeah, that's not the voice a lot of people expect when you look at Papa 2.
Or maybe it is. You never know.
I've been told that a few times. Hey, you know what? Maybe he has a girly pop voice under there. I'm here for it.
It would be fitting. Just imagine.
I have a story I need to tell you.
Yeah, please do.
So I was at a recent horror convention, and I love Hocus Pocus, and I love Jason Marsden. I know him from Fallout 2, aka Fallout New Vegas, whatever you'd like to call it. So I was very excited to meet him, and he's just this little guy. He's just a little itty bitty guy. And I was dressed in the full Papa 2, the mask, the chasuble, the meteor. I had the whole getup, and I look good. So I think I pull it off a little bit better than a Swedish Italian man out there who shall name nameless. Anyways, I pull it off a little bit better. But I met Jason. He was all like, "Wow, that is not the voice I expected to come out of that."
You just see like so corpse paint, robe, and staff.
Oh yeah, the whole thing. And I'm in this imposing figure, and he's like, "Wow, okay." I was like, yeah, I get that a few times. And then this other guy was straight up all like, "Oh, I thought I saw boobs under there." And I'm like, well, hold up now. That's just man pecs, okay? I skipped leg day, and these are straight biceps.
It's just calf muscles implanted into your chest.
Yeah, that's just what it is. Big old implants. Yeah,
leg day.
Calf. Horror conventions, man. Tell you what, they bring out the weirdos in a good way. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but man, I get some weird comments.
I would love to go to a horror convention because, like, down where I'm at, we have a local thing called Sci-Fi-Con, and it's basically our annual Comic Con. But if we want to do anything like that, we drive like a couple hours west to Houston to go there, or then you have Texas Frightmare, I believe it's called, up in Dallas, and that's like a 7-hour drive. And Lafayette, Louisiana, which is not where I'm from, but it's east of us, they have another thing. I think it's like Louisiana Comic Con. And it's all like the same conventions, but I want to go to one that is 100% horror themed because that's my jam. Big time.
Yeah.
And obviously, like both of us being huge fans of Ghost, you would kind of have to be into
Never
horror.
heard of them.
No, not even once.
Not even once.
Yeah, but you would have to be into horror.
Right.
It's
true.
So
yeah. And in the last year that I've gone to that have been pure horror themed, it's been really great to meet up with a bunch of other people. Even this last one, which in my smaller city here in Washington, is there were still a good chunk. Like I found a few people and a couple of people that were like, "Oh, hey, it's Papa." So it was good even on a smaller scale to do that. And then when I went to Cincinnati to go to the Horror Hound there, that was a lot better. There was a huge group of people. And a lot of people that recognized it, a lot of cool merch and stuff that artists made. So there's definitely a lot of crossover. And I do think that, genuinely speaking, most Ghost fans are, to some degree, a horror / sci-fi / extra stuff fans. So yeah, there's it's fun though. I mean, horror conventions are kind of my jam these days. I've kind of gotten rid of the Comic Cons a little bit because a lot of them got kind of boring after a while. But horror cons, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
Yeah, because you're going for something specific. It's very niche, it's a very niche thing. And for me, it would be, what am I going to cosplay as? Because I've never gotten to really full-blown build the cosplay and go as a character or you know, anything like that. So that would be fun for me. You know, I need to do that at least once.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting like a Jason vibe personally.
A lot of people have said that.
Jason X.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. But here's the thing. Do I go as Jason before or do I go as Uber Jason?
Ooh. Go as the one with the burlap sack.
Oh my God. So Jason from Friday 2 or 3. Yeah.
2. Yeah.
2. So that it's funny you mentioned that because like that look, I know we're getting a little off tangent here, but like that look actually has been kind of done to death in the creepypasta world. Like there's a creepypasta that I really enjoy. It's called Butcherface, and they kind of describe the dude as being this giant hulking dude with a burlap sack and a tweed around the neck and then eyes poked out. I'm like, oh, you mean Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 2. So,
well, I mean, yeah, fair enough.
But just imagine
that's like the cute Jason. He's kind of adorable though. Yeah,
no, imagine Jason with the hockey mask having the Papa paint on it, but it's actually him on stage. It's like Jason, like Papa.
Oh, that would be pretty dope.
A big Hulk.
I was gonna say you're gonna need like a big burly dude and or woman underneath there to really pull that off. Like I don't think the tiny Swedish man is gonna be able to pull that one off.
No, it'd be funny just have as like a caricature, kind of how whenever Ghost was on tour last year with a lot of Marth, and they had like you know, the big people in the stilts and the suits coming out on Mamon's.
That would have been dope. Do like Iron Maiden does and have like Eddie out there.
I love Eddie. That's one of my favorite band mascots of all time. I mean, Iron Maiden's one of my favorite metal bands ever. So, of course. Yeah, so if y'all haven't out there figured it out, like most of this conversation is going to be about both of the Papa Secondo account that you run on Instagram and also your podcast, Macabre Maiden Metalcast. But before we get into your podcast and more of that, how did you decide, okay, like I'm going to just do this cosplay Instagram? Because like we see a lot of TikTok content creators and we see a lot of Instagram content creators, and it's like, okay, cool, we're all in this fandom, we all support each other and we all support like, you know, all of our accounts and cosplays and all that. What is it that you were just sitting there like, well, how can I make it a little different? Because I think you know as well as I do, like we can look at ghost content all day and then some of it's the same, and it's no offense, but like some of it's the same, but then you see, you know, you see special creators where you're like, okay, this sticks out. You know, was there something in mind that you had, or was it just like, no, I'm going to do it for fun, and then it just kind of turned into what it is?
A little bit of both. I guess it sort of started out as fun, and then, well, first of all, Papa 2 is my favorite Papa, and mainly due to the fact that he's just so menacing. Like he's like spooky. He doesn't have the melty face of Papa 1, which don't get me wrong, I love Papa 1. However, if I'm going to pick one that I think should ever come back, it's going to be Papa 2. I'm a little biased because it's like I like that dark, spooky, scary type of thing with a little hint of like playfulness. So that's what I liked about the Papa 2 era. So that's how that came to be, and I got the mask. I got the Trick or Treat Studio mask, which I'm sorry if anyone's a big fan of it, but I hate it. I don't really like it. It's very claustrophobic. No offense to Trick or Treat Studios. It's a nice decoration, but as far as wearing it, and then I realized that it was just a lot of fun. And I do have to give a little shout out to my good friend and your good friend, TikTok Papa. Well, he does Papa 3 now and Papa 4, and so he's a little mixed, but he's most known for his Papa 4 cosplay. Watching his account grow, I saw that there is a need and a little niche for funnier, dorkier content. So yes, a lot of the stuff was kind of the same. Like you see a lot of ghouls and ghoulettes doing cool stuff, which I love, and I do duet people, but like on TikTok. But as far as like everything else goes, I just saw a need for something funny, something silly, and the world's kind of rough right now. Not even just now, but prior to this, you know, a few months ago, even to that, things were kind of tense. So I was like, you know what? I just need a little outlet. I like to make people smile. I like to make people laugh. I like to come up with dumb shit to do.
Same.
And it's funny to me because I think it's hilarious to see this big, like imposing, stoic sort of Papa who's like known to be a menacing a-hole, and he's like in a wig or something. I find that hilarious, and it's my humor thing. And then obviously I feel like enough people liked it, so here we are.
He's a miserable,
Papa 2,
wounded, bitter man. One of my favorite quotes ever.
Right? It's like I'm like a fine wine. Like, okay, maybe there's a little playfulness under Papa 2 that we just don't know of, and I'm gonna bring that out.
Right. And that's what I love about it.
Rockin' sexy tunes.
Hell yeah. Some rockin' tunes, as Papa 4 would say, but Papa 2 probably would just stand there and be like, it's gonna rock your dick off, man.
It's gonna rock your fucking dick off. I love that. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. Thank you for that.
Rock your fucking dick right off. There you go.
Oh, slap that on a shirt and sell it. $69, guys. $69.
Hey, I'm telling, and you could probably get that much for it with as much as they're selling some of their stuff for right now. For fuck's sake.
The little creepy pop on a pew, which obviously I bought it, but God, it's stupid.
It is literally the best thing ever. That little Team America looking fucking Papa.
And the wink that they put in the goddamn video, it just sends me. I'm like, I didn't expect that. Okay.
I'm just happy they decided to do something funny like that with it, because they really could have just sat him still and did nothing. And they were like, no, he's going to walk around. He's going to wink at you. He's going to break the fourth wall.
He's going to come and crawl into your bed at night.
He's going to break the Papa fourth wall and come get you at night while you're sleeping.
Oh, break the Papa fourth wall. There we go.
You're welcome.
Write that down, folks.
Yes, write it down. So,
man.
So with the Papa 2, I noticed recently that you actually got a Papa 1 mask.
Indeed.
Dude, how was that? So like you mentioned the Trick or Treat Studios, big, maybe I'm wrong here, but being like a little stiff, I'm assuming the one you have now for Papa 2 and also this new one which by the way, it looks fucking killer. I like the getup that you had with it. Yeah, with the jacket and everything. It's beautiful. Like before Papa 2 was my favorite, Primo was my guy. Like for sure.
Yeah.
This mask looks fantastic, and I'm curious as to like, when you look at purchasing a mask, do you look at, okay, like this person has a good history of building these things, or do you like look at, okay, no, this is the material that's being used for it, because you have to be inside the son of a bitch,
And yes, and I have spent upwards of 6 to 8 hours in my Papa 2, so that's been fun. More on that later. But so my Primo one I got from a great artist named aka Doppelganger. He's on Instagram, and a little shout out to him for that mask. It is they're all latex. So the thing about these masks is all of them, if you're going to be on the cheaper side, you're going to have to be latex, which unfortunately they don't move a whole lot as much as the silicone ones that are like stage used would. But unfortunately, most of those molds are destroyed. Except for the original Primo mask, which was just a regular store-bought one that was painted. I think it was called like Old Man Walter or something like that. And so that's one of the ones you can get a really good copy of, and it'll be pretty much how it is on stage. I have to format them to my very round face. You can't see it right now, but I have a very round face. But so I usually will edit them a little bit, and I've reached out to other masked creators and asked them, how did they edit it? How did they make it form their face better so you can see the mouth moving better, because latex is harder to work with. So that's when I reached out to other like bigger creators such as, TikTok, Papa Emeritus, and Walter QP was the first mask that I bought from. So I've asked a few things from Walter and Doppelganger about like, hey, how can I make this fit a little bit better? So all of them are edited a little bit to fit my face better. Again, silicone would be the best, but I'm not paying $800 quite yet. No shade to anyone who does. It just like, I just bought VIP tickets, so I'm not.
Yeah, we still got.
I got a second job. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say we still got to pay that off, man.
One day, after 2025. So yeah, no, it's just a lot of like research on how to make them form fit better and that kind of stuff. So like that's why the Primo one looks really good, is because that's pretty much the original mold. But the Papa 2 one did a little research on like who makes the best paint of it. I'm really picky about Papa 2 paint on it. Some artists out there, again, no shade to anyone, I just didn't prefer the way that they painted his looks. Because in my opinion, it's one of the more difficult Papa paints out there. So I was really picky about that. But yeah, just kind of came down to cost. Material is always going to be latex, so that really didn't factor in. But just cost and a reputation of the mask maker themselves. So
Yeah, and then like the rest of it with like the robe and the meter and the staff and everything. Like, I know you recently, because we talk, like everybody out there listen, like Shade and I hang out like over like text and shit.
I've never met this man in my life.
No,
he's holding me captive here, everybody.
Send help right away,
please.
Please. For the low cost of a VIP ticket, this person can be yours. Buy my ticket.
The Apostle experience, please.
Yes, please. So whenever you were telling me that you were getting a new meter, because I remember you telling me like, hey, this other one's kind of and then you found a really good one. And
hot garbage.
So like,
sorry, was that? Did you hear something?
Nah, not at all. But when you found the new one, I remember you sent me a picture of it. And I was like, man, that looks fucking killer. So like, where did handmade. I was about to ask, like, did you commission it? Did you buy it from somebody who was already making them? How did that one come about?
Got it from my good friend, and another huge shout out to the robes and everything that they make, and touch is just always fantastic. So Nameless Novice, who a lot of people probably have come across that via Instagram or TikTok. They're fantastic. Recently got into more mass producing the meters. And so after looking at the way that they did theirs for Papa 3, expanded it out a little bit and made Papa 2. And I was like, why am I not just getting them to do one? Like, I don't, what am I thinking here? So that one is handmade. They get the crucifix patch from Bolts of Rohan on Etsy. And then everything else is hand stitched and painted and all that good stuff. So that one's custom too, because it's measured to my head with the mask on. So it's even a better fit than you would get from the Trick or Treat Studios. Again, no shade, I'm sorry.
Well, no, like Trick or Treat is like, and the thing is with Trick or Treat Studios, they have to they got to kind of think with everybody in mind. So it's definitely not like, it's not like shade to be like, because the product doesn't suck. It's at all. It's literally just like, hey, this is kind of like a one size fits all kind of type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like, yeah. So it's not bad. It's just like, I would buy it for display purposes, and I would be afraid to fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like, even just spending like $150 on a mask, I would still be afraid to fuck it up. So I baby all of my stuff. Like, I baby the shit out of my collectibles. So.
Yeah, mine stares at me in my sleep. He's on a little mannequin head and just looking at me in the corner. It's my sleep paralysis demon.
Just, hey, how you doing?
Hey. Here comes the sun, Goulet.
Creepy little shit.
Creepy little shit. I am getting, speaking of Bolts of Rohan, they make some amazing stuff too. That's where it's been taking a few months, but I'm going to get the whole better robes. The Trick or Treat Chasuble is, in my opinion, a very good one to start off with. It's nice to go to cons with. It's very flowy. But I'm getting all the whole shebang, the robes and the cassock underneath and the whole thing. And a good Papa, if they're ever a really good Papa, they're always going to wear little shorts underneath. So little sneak peek for everybody. There's either you're going to go commando or you're going to have little goody shorts. So any Papa you see out there probably has those on.
Yeah, because I can't imagine that. I can't imagine there's any breathing room in this stuff, because you mentioned spending a large amount of hours in this damn thing.
Phantasm. Taking shots in that is fun. Spent the whole night in that bad boy. Oh yeah. No shame on that one. Just down in some fire. Can I say that on this? Yeah,
yes.
I think I can say that on this. Down in some fireball shots with Papa. I think at the time Papa Fraternis is what he called himself at the moment. But just down in shots with him and like, hey man, let's go. And it looks real cute. You got to like pull the lip down and do the shot. Like, it's gross. It's gross. It's like going to Waffle House in that, which I did also.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Yeah, because he was one of the first people to come hang out with me, just kind of outside of my own, little world right here in my office. And Cognatus, Papa Cognatus was what he was going by at the time. So, and I famously, you guys out there can go check out my TikTok channel and watch me famously fuck that.
Please go check it out.
That whole bit was pretty damn funny, just because
it's hilarious.
Yeah, I would not even be able to eat or drink anything. I would have a straw the whole time for everything. I would have a blender and a straw. Like, no, you eating lunch right now? Yep, sure am.
Yep, just put it all in there.
That's it.
But yummy.
I am very much a person that likes to be cold, I like cold weather. I like cold
Yes.
temperature, everything. So being in one of those, as much as I want to be in one, I'm also sitting here like, that would be hell for me. There is a reason that the Papa X attire consists of just a face paint, like a half face paint, and a leather jacket with a shirt on underneath it, or a suit, like a breathable suit.
A birthday suit, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. Always. In fact, if you have the Papa 2 plushie that just got released, I always do this because I'm like, did they really go to great lengths to give these guys like clothing underneath? Because the robe is just floppy. And it's just like a giant, like, there's no hands, there's no like feet. It's just like this black plushie. There's no clothing. There's nothing. And I'm like, he looks like a little teddy bear underneath. So this is about right.
No, it's
about accurate.
I love that. All of them have that. They all have teddy bears.
Right. Just wait until, if they do, just wait until a Terzo plush comes out, because it's definitely not going to be as big. They're going to make it to scale, exactly the height that Terzo is, because our short king deserves the best.
They're just going to make the keychain, but just remove the keychain piece, and that's going to be actual size.
Hey, guys.
There we go.
Is that Terzo? Nah, that's Polly Pocket, baby.
Oh, man. Ghost should do Polly Pockets. Could you imagine that shit? You have them all in their own little Polly Pocket, like, little things, like, and here's, like, a little mini rat figure for Cropia. Like,
dude, I remember the thing growing up was, like, either that or Mighty Max. Like, you had Polly Pocket or Mighty Max.
Yeah.
Huge fan of both. So, yeah.
I mean, they just released that viewfinder, so it's in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Get a what is that, the Trapper Keeper thing? Remember that? You write down all of your dirty secrets about each Papa.
I have a Trapper Keeper right there in the closet office door.
Oh, I miss mine.
That's why I got it. I saw it. I was like, oh my God, I have to have it. Take all my notes in.
That's vintage right there. If you're listening, if there's any 0.0001 chance, Mr. Ghost, please, we want more vintage junk.
It's never a bad thing.
No, there's a reason it was popular.
Popular, even.
Popular. Oh, there we go. Write that down, folks.
I'll be here all week.
All week. He's signing autographs too, every Tuesday at 4:32 for 2 minutes only. Exactly
at 4:32. No time before, no time after. 2 minutes, and that's all you get.
That's it right there, guys. So you heard it here first. All right, I'm going to conclude this by saying one last thing. So the secret to wearing a mask for a long time, and I learned this from another mask person out there who I'm not going to drop their name. I don't think they're doing a lot of content these days, but feminine pads. You put them underneath the chin, you put them up on your temple in the mask. Boom, you're set all night long.
Yep. Because it's going to
all night long.
Yeah, it's going to absorb the sweat. And also, hell, it might even make the mask form fit a little better if you're,
it does.
If you have a little room, closes the gap.
Yep. That's what happened when we did karaoke, and it looked real good. I was up there singing in the bridal party that we joined. Yeah, no, it was good. Papa 2's had a lot of adventures.
Before we move on to your podcast, which I think is fucking amazing, by the way, you just recently, like both of us actually, like we're doing charity events over the summer, and I gotta tell you, dude, like I was so proud of you, and I still am to this day. I'm so proud of you, and I was so excited to see you guys not only reach the goal, but smash the shit out of it. And
I mean, we plowed. We went balls deep.
Yeah, you did. You plowed right into it.
To the hilt. Right in there.
And I loved that it was basically, there was a culmination of like you getting the tattoo done by our friend Geraldine, aka Mama Emeritus.
Geraldine.
Dude, I love Geraldine so fucking much, and I was excited to see you get her artwork done on you, which was fun to watch you do like as a live stream. Speaking of Nameless No Vice, like they were there too, and that was a lot of fun hanging out on the TikTok live stream with you guys.
Yeah, that was really cool. We had a ton of fun. Shout out to my friend Jen T too, because she did a ton of behind the scenes work on the auction platform itself. And by the way, that check actually did just go to, because there's like a waiting period or whatever, just in case anyone does a chargeback. But so that finally just got delivered, I think, like 2 weeks ago to the Trevor Project, which was a total of $4,424. So thank you for everyone, because I know you, Richie, helped out a lot with that too, like helping promo it. So I know a lot of your fans came over to the auction page and donated or purchased something. So if you donated something, thank you. If you purchased something, thank you. If you shared it, thank you. Everybody gets a huge thank you, because that was fucking dope. That was fun. I think we might try something again like that in the near future, giving people time to recover financially.
Yeah, for sure. Because I know you and I have actually talked about like trying to like combine forces this time and like do something, bigger in 2025 because
because your auction was great too, man. So don't discredit your work too.
Dude, that was so much fun too. And aside from, just being able to help people, because like we also donated to the Trevor Project. We raised over I think like $1,400 something for it. And like same with you, it took a while for the the check to clear because they had to make sure it all went to the right people and stuff. Because we donated half of it to the Trevor Project and then the other half went to Mermaids UK. So like we wanted to do it like global, but like I know the getting it set up was a lot of fun. Having people donate their time and donate art or any kind of like rare ghost merch or literally anything of the sort. That was a ton of fun. And then being able to culminate doing that with the Total Request Pride GonstFM Station Head live show where everybody would come in and just, I didn't care what it was. Send me a song request. We played it. Yeah, I mean, I played everything from like Ghost to Ash Nico to Iron Maiden, like, everything.
As it should be.
Yeah. And speaking of all the music, Macabre Maiden Metalcast. I loved knowing that you were going to actually do a podcast on metal music. And what was fun about that is that it's not just like, people say metal music and you immediately think any rock band or metal band that's played on like AM or FM radio. I like that you're digging into more bands that don't get as much love,
Yeah.
So
definitely.
What was the conversation like as far as like, okay, I'm going to do this. Here's what I want to cover. I don't want to do the same shit, because like I see a lot of podcasts that do music and hey, cool. Dude, I'm a music podcast, but like, it's a niche podcast. You're covering like a more wide variety of people on there. So
all over the place.
Yeah. So what are your influences outside of just Ghost? Obviously, like you listen to a lot of shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm all over the place. I mean, I like Phantom of the Opera musicals and Cats all the way to Repugnant. So I don't discriminate too much, except for country. Fuck country. I'm so sorry if you're listening to this and you like country. I don't know if we're ever gonna get along. I was traumatized by my grandmother. All right, it was like what was that guy like Toby Keith or whatever?
Yep.
Like, sorry, I can't do it. Anything else goes. I'm good with it. I'll even listen to some jazz. I'm cool with that. So what's it? It really came down to there is as you know, the metal community is full of a lot of alt folks, anywhere from like your furry fandom all the way up to LGBT, anything like that. It's a place for what I like to lovingly call the misfits. That's what metal and punk have kind of always been inherently, is full of the folks that didn't go with the mainstream. And that to me was important to draw attention to. And I have found a lot of really cool people that I've met in various groups and stuff. I do have some things lined up, but for like some really smaller bands and things that are starting out, and some of my favorite are like women-led metal bands, which I don't know what it is, but somehow for some reason they didn't get a lot of credit from like the 90s all the way up. You really didn't hear about too many like women metal bands. And when I'm saying metal, I really mean you're like the good stuff. That if you can't read the title of the album, that's how you know it's good.
I remember one of the first like female metal bands, and not all female, but I remember one of the first front women was Karen Crisis was one of the first people that I remember really like digging my heels into. And I was just like, oh, she's so good.
Yeah. And I guess another thing that I don't really talk about too much is so Powerwolf. I really like Powerwolf, and they did this one cool album. Fuck yeah, Powerwolf. They did this really cool album where they had like a whole bunch of other metal artists like do various versions of their song. Like Amon Amarth, for example, did one of their songs. I can't remember. It's huge. It's like 25 songs. And there was like a female metal cover of Demons Are a Girl's Best Friend where they gender swapped it. So it was Demons Are a Girl's Best Friend, but it's now the female demoness who is corrupting the men instead. So that was kind of a big moment for me where I was like, man, there's a lot of fun stuff out there. So like a recent one that I'm really a big fan of is Crypta.
Yes, Crypta kicks so much ass.
I know, and I missed their last little swing around my area because I don't know what I was doing, but I was busy. And I'm like, damn it. They do kick ass. They're so good. It's crazy. I love listening to it. And I didn't realize this until like a couple weeks ago, but I didn't realize that like Tobias himself is like a pretty decently big fan of Crypta and has shouted them out before as well. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, because he famously doesn't like a whole bunch of current bands. You know what I mean? He's definitely
right.
Not like, oh, I'm stuck in my ways, but he relies on the old faithfuls. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, Venom, Morbid Angel, all of those good ones, Candlemass. So I mean, to be there, because they're pretty new, like 2019 and Brazilian death metal type of band, and I mean they're just, I guess it's more of thrash metal, whatever. But they're good. So I would definitely give them a shout out. And then another one that I don't know if he's aware of, I can't say one way or another, but is Dogma. I don't know if you've heard of Dogma.
Oh, I love
They
Dogma.
are horny non-metal.
Yeah, I love Dogma a lot.
I would love to see a concert with them and Ghost. I think that would be a really fun theatric show. That would be super dope.
Dude, I would love to see them, Dogma, and Chanter do a fucking tour.
Oh, that would be solid. That would be solid. I was thinking Powerwolf, but I think Powerwolf could lead their own individual concert without needing any openers. But I mean, that's just my bias, of course. You may or may not notice, but I'm a pretty big fan of Powerwolf.
Hey, Powerwolf kicks ass too. Like,
fuck yeah.
There's so many bands out there, and look, everybody out there listening, you're about to get like a shit ton of like music recommendations.
Yeah, write this down. So get your pen and paper. We'll give you 2 seconds.
Yeah. So
you got that? All right, good.
To go. So there's a band that I recently got into whenever I was talking with Noah Myhoff, like recently over the summer, because he's done a shitload of artwork for many bands, and Imperial Triumphant is one of those bands. Imperial Triumphant is so fucking good. There's an album that he did artwork for called Vile Luxury Redux 1924, and it's dirty as shit. Like, the production is so raw and it's so aggressive, but fun because they put different kind of shit in there, like a big band and jazz breakdown pieces and
I love
shit.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. They're the ones with those really cool like masks, right? They're like gold-ish, I think. I'm a sucker for mask stuff or paint. They're like, if you go theatrics with it, it's gonna be fucking dope.
I think that's a big reason I'm so into Lordi, actually.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I like them because they sound almost nothing like they look, but Gwar, they're kind of like, you know, that's how Gwar is another band like that, which I saw them live in 2018 and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. That's
an experience. Like, that's at that point, it's almost not about the music. It's about the experience too. Like, It's straight up wild. If you don't come out of there with some sort of blood splatter on you, you're probably not doing it right.
No, what was fun was I was watching from the balcony, and this was at the LSU College's little theater center across the street. And the floor is like checkered, slippery shit. So we're up in the balcony, and the house lights come on when they're done, and people are like cautiously walking. And my friend and I were looking down, it's just a pool of red all over the floor. And I was like, God damn, I feel sorry for whoever has to clean this up.
Oh,
it was amazing.
Some poor minimum wage employee. Like, damn it. These assholes. It's funny that you mentioned that because I just saw this thing on, like, I don't know, I was doom scrolling Instagram, I guess. There is this photographer who I guess had like a press pass for one of their concerts, and her fucking camera was just like plastic all over it because of all the blood.
Like the splash
it's kind of like a Twin Temple concert, same concept. Like, she'll spit blood on you and then you're like good to go.
I would love to see Twin Temple live.
I keep missing them every single time. They look like fun. They're not really in the metal realm, but I also have a segment where we do on the podcast where we kind of just talk about women in metal. So like Mad Gallica, for example, but I'm trying to get her to come on because I really like her music. It's very calming. It's fun. And same with Visions of Atlantis. I guess they would fall under more metal, but they're melodic metal, I guess. So some people don't consider it real metal. Some do. Whatever. I'm here to go over the fucking music. So if you don't like it, just fuck right off. That's my motto.
I got a couple bands for you that I remember, like, we were talking before we started recording. I wanted to give you like a couple of bands. Like, you hear about a bunch of shit. I hear about a bunch of shit. And I think one of the funnest parts of mine and Shade's relationship as friends is giving each other music recommendations. Like if I come across something, like I remember you were like, "Hey man, do you know who First Jason is?" And I was like, "I love First Jason." You know, like they played at a dive bar over here in my hometown, and I remember that's when I found out about it. I was like, "Who the fuck is First Jason?" And somebody was like, "Dude, it's literally like the Jason Voorhees kid from the first Friday that jumps out the water and drags a little girl under." I was like, "That guy!"
Funny.
I was like, "That's that fucking guy." But I have come across a record label called Closed Casket Activities. I don't know if you've ever heard of this label.
No.
They have, and it's fun the way that I discovered them. I discovered them because I'm a huge wrestling nerd, and there is a wrestling stable. Yep, there is a wrestling stable called the House of Black. They sound exactly like you would think. Tattooed head to toe. Their entrance theme is like ambient black metal, and they dress in black, and they come out with headgear and all kinds of crazy fucking shit. Contact eye lenses. One of the guys in the stable has his own band called God's Hate, and it is a fucking hardcore band. Check those guys out. But I found out about the label because they did a timed release of a vinyl where all 4 members of this wrestling stable have different entrance themes. And the vinyl came out on Closed Casket, and they had all the bands that did their music on there. And Dead Body was another one of the bands. And Dead Body is fucking amazing. And I was like, well, who else is on this fucking label? And that's how I discovered like Gatecreeper. I fucking love Gatecreeper. They're so good. But the 2 bands that I have for you that I think you should definitely check out. One is called Cruelty. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. It's Kruelty.
I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
They have a t-shirt that says Tokyo Death Punk on the back of it. And I'm like, oh.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's great. I love it. And from what I saw in the music video that I watched recently, they're a 3-piece band. They're brutal as shit for a 3-piece. And the other band actually has nothing like, they don't sound anything like this band. They're called Holy Blade. And I discovered them because the most recent VHS movie that came out called VHS Beyond, they have a song called Beyond that plays during the credits. But they have like a 5-song EP they just put out. And I feel like this is the sound that AFI would have taken on had they not gone to a major record label.
Nice. Okay.
There's another band, speaking of the House of Black wrestling stable, that before Dead Body was the band that actually did their theme music, there was another band called Absent and Body, and they have a song called Rise from Ruins. Absent and Body is probably some of the most ambient, slow droning, heavy fucking shit, but it's so good. They have like, 6 or 8 minute long songs, but I'm here for that stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
If anybody had a pen or paper, or you were just texting yourself that shit, please check any of these bands out, for fuck's sake.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to throw one more tiny one at you, and they haven't even toured yet. Actually, wait, that's not entirely true. They're doing one festival, so it's like, if you want to be like it was when Ghost first started out, that's kind of how I feel about this band. Is like, I feel like there's a shit ton of potential. They're called Apostolica, and they're on Napalm Records. If you don't know, that's the same record label that does Powerwolf and Visions of Atlantis. So they're really a cool record label that finds a lot of power metal, melodic metal type of bands, and I think that's kind of their niche. I haven't really seen them do too much outside of those 2 genres of metal. And Windrose. Yeah, and Windrose too. So if you like dwarven metal, there's that. But Apostolica, they really have like the Ghost type of shtick where they really like dive into like your hypocritical type of play on religion, and like one of their songs is really like about like Gloria, like that's what it is, but like you listen to it, it's so good. So I feel heavily about this band. I feel very strongly that they're going to be something like Ghost. When it hits the mainstream, it's just going to go crazy. They're from Italy, and they're really cool. And they have this one song called Rasputin, which is really cool. And they're like these bearded guys, and like they have like a half mask, kind of like Sleep Token's mask, where it's just like they're just their face out, and they got the beard sticking out. It looks great.
It's awesome.
It's a fantastic aesthetic. Check that out, because they're small, really, really small. So like, I mean, t-shirts are still $15 if that puts it in perspective.
Dude, are they on Bandcamp? Because I that's one thing I was trying to bring up actually that I forgot to, is most of the bands that like we're speaking about, you can find them on Bandcamp, because you can buy merchandise directly from a lot of these artists on Bandcamp. And the thing about Bandcamp is it goes directly to the artist to support them.
Yeah, they are on Bandcamp. So like their latest album is Heretic. I can't pronounce it. It's crazy. I think it's Latin. Hereticia Ecclesia. But but it's cool. So it's under just, I don't know, I just Googled it. Apostolica Bandcamp, and it's literally the first thing that came up. I bought it right from their website, but they still have everything there, and they don't even have vinyls yet. That's kind of how small they are. They're still on the CD level and $15 shirts. So that's super, super small, but their aesthetic is super cool.
Yeah, just me looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, I have, like, as soon as we get done here, I'm gonna go fucking listen to both of these albums.
Yeah.
They look
well,
so
what's
cool.
interesting is their last music video. There's this clip of a church that looks a lot like the one for when Ghost did Jesus He Knows Me.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the stained glass. It's, in my opinion, almost identical to the one that was used in that music video. I don't know for sure, but it really seems like that might be the same place that they filmed their music video. So yeah, definitely check that out, because again, their aesthetic is super, super cool. If you like Ghost, if you like Powerwolf, if you like any of those things, it's definitely up there for sure. So take a look at that music video, because I'm very suspicious about the place that they recorded theirs and where Ghost recorded theirs.
Maybe you'll find similarities. Who knows?
I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist, maybe, but who knows?
Look, guys, get your monocles out and get your tool case out and go investigate it yourself.
Go investigate it. I wouldn't be surprised, though. I wouldn't, because same vibe. You know, churchly heretics, yada yada.
I think that is something that's been missing from rock.
Oh yeah. For a long, long time. I mean, it was kind of like the rise of like the Satanic Panic all the way. Then it kind of died out for a long, long time. Now we're back to making fun of it again. I mean, look at poor Sinead O'Connor. Like, she did rip the poster of, Pope John Paul II. Everybody was like, oh, clutching their pearls. But now if you were to do that 10, 15 years later, it's like,
Right. Sinead,
it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Rest in peace. Sinead O'Connor was ahead of her fucking time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, slay queen for sure.
Yeah.
I'll end the last cool thing by just saying, did you happen to see that Powerwolf concert that they did where they burned Marie Falk alive?
No, I did not. Is this on YouTube anywhere?
It is. Yeah, they
Okay.
just dropped it a couple weeks ago. It's during 1589, and they did like a live burning of the werewolf.
Oh my God, I have to go watch that too. So I've got my evening plan now.
It's so good. So yeah, that is the Macabre Maiden Metalcast. We go over pretty much anything metal, music, even stuff like Midnight Danger, which kind of a metal synth wave thing. I'm not really sure what you call it, but it's fun. We go over everything.
Hard synth is my jam. I love.
It's dope.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. I was actually talking to TikTok Pop about this whenever we were getting ready to record the episode that he was on recently. I'm a slut for synthesizer stuff, especially if it's done heavy.
Midnight
metal.
Danger and Dance with the Dead.
Dance with the Dead just put a new EP out, for fuck's sake.
I know.
It's awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And werewolves, again, I don't know what it is. Their music video, the recent one, it's all about werewolves.
Wolfpack with Gunship?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody out there listening, again, Dark Matter is the name of the EP. It's Dance with the Dead. And there's a couple of features on there from Sean Phillips, who is in a band called LeBrock from England. And LeBrock is on a label called LeBrock is on a label called Fixed Entertainment. And shout out, like, that label has some of the best fucking music you'll ever find. So check out LeBrock, check out Dance with the Dead, and check out friends of mine in Cassetter, Young Medicine. Check out my dude Clayton, who has done shit under the Scandroid name, Cell Dweller. Like, those guys are fucking phenomenal.
Scandroid. Oh man, that brought me back a little bit. That's like one of the first ones I found when I discovered like this retro synth, dark synth, whatever you want to call it. Anything in that realm, I too am a slut for.
Yep. So again, like,
it's so good.
Look, Shade and I have just given you a ton of music to go check out.
Yeah, that was a lot. We threw a lot.
So please get finished listening to this and go check that shit out.
Please.
Yeah. Where can anybody that wants to find any of your social medias go to find you? Like, if they want to follow your Secondo account, or if they want to follow Macabre Maiden Metalcast, or both, be a fucking saint and follow both of them.
Yeah. We are on the Macabre Maiden Metalcast is just in any any platform you like to listen to podcasts, which includes Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Any one of those, if you're a fan of those platforms, check it out. It is exactly as it sounds, Macabre Maiden Metalcast. And our debut episode was actually with Richie here. So if you really like hearing this guy's slutty little voice, check out that debut episode. We did also have Christian Rodrigo, aka Father Jim DeFrock, on not this episode, but the one just before as a guest. And we have a few more cool guests lined up for the rest of, well, next year, I guess, because there's really only 1 month left of this year. If you are into Ghost, I can be found on both Instagram and TikTok. Honestly, I'm pretty sure you could just Google it because it's almost the only one account on each one, but it's just Papa Secondo. That is mine, and I have lots of dorky ass content for you guys, and it's funny, it's silly, and you know what? Even if you don't like Ghost, I still think it's kind of funny.
And I'm gonna make it easy for everybody out there listening, so you don't have to Google anything. You can simply scroll up into the show notes below, and I'm gonna provide links. You can just.
You mean they don't have to Google that?
No,
They don't have to Google that.
No, we're gonna do all the legwork.
Wow, that's amazing, guys. So, I mean, that's a great host right there. So, thank you. And look at that, guys. He made it a lot easier for you. He made it easy. We did it together.
That's right. As one. Together as one.
As one. Yeah, we came together as one.
Yes.
One mind, one brain cell.
It's like an orange cat thing here, you know.
Not the orange cat.
Not the orange cat.
Shout out to orange cats. If you're listening out there, meow.
Yeah, we love all the Garfields of the world.
Hell yeah. Well, that is me. Yeah, I'm a weird cosplayer, a weird podcaster. Come on down and join our chaos, and definitely listen to our first episode with Richie. I think it was a lot of fun. It's a lot like this. If you like this episode, then you'll like that one too, because we BS'd a lot there as well.
Yeah, and I had a blast. And again, check out Papa Secondo Emeritus TikTok and Instagram. Check out Macabre Maiden Metalcast. Shade, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to come hang out with me. I always enjoy our conversations and laughing with you on the daily, literally. But it's always fun to like sit in real time and just have, fun discussions about music and everything else. So.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I'm always down. And for anybody else, slide into my DMs. I might have a dirty joke for you or two. So who knows?
Oh, it's more than 2. Trust me.
Maybe 6 to 9.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Yes, that's it. 6 to 9, and then maybe 69 of them if you're lucky. So,
ooh, if you're really lucky,
yeah.
That's if you slide in and you gift a galaxy on TikTok.
You heard it here first, not second. You heard it here first.
Yep, right here. Never down the line, it's going to be like, oh hey, remember that on in November 2024?
And you said slide into your DMs. Why'd you answer me, bro? Like, God,
I'm sorry. There's been so many people sliding in.
There's been so many. Yes.
There's so much. It's so sticky. I'm so sorry. Jesus, that was dirty. That was vulgar, and I'm sorry to bring that to your Christian podcast.
It's okay. We'll have to be cleansed. I'll have to get Father Jim to come back and cleanse this fucking podcast again.
Yeah, he's gonna have to bleep you out for every naughty thing you've ever said.
I know. I love the guy. Damn it.
Yeah, he sounds pretty cool. I don't know. I haven't had much interaction with him.
Yeah, he aight.
He aight.
He aight.
Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's always a ton of fun, and you send the weirdest memes. So you heard it here, folks. The meme lord, Papa Emeritus over here.
Hey, that's me.
I know. That is 100% you. So again, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time bringing me on and just having a fun chat. A little
chat.
Bit of a chat.
Spot of tea, little chat.
A spot of tea. Keep on the look on the horizon, folks, because we probably will do some sort of fundraiser with Richie here. Combine forces this time, and shit, maybe we might hit a 10K mark if we do it right. That would be fucking dope.
That would be the goal.
That would be amazing. We almost hit that 5K last time, guys. That was close. And again, I'm not sad about that because I didn't even think we'd get to 4K. So keep an eye on the horizon for that. And as you know, all proceeds would go to charity of choice at that point. Probably the Human Rights Campaign. Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know. There's so many good ones.
I know.
If you got suggestions, maybe drop them, but
Yeah, leave a comment below. That'd be great, actually.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks again, and with that, I will let you sign off, my friend.
All right. See you later, Shade.
Take care.
You too. And again, if you'd like to follow my friend on all of their social media accounts, I will have all the links provided in the show notes below. For past, present, and future episodes of GonstFM Off Air, you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. You can leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. You can leave a rating and comment on individual episodes on Spotify. Or if you're listening to this on YouTube, please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell for notifications for future episodes, leaving a like on this video, or leaving a comment down below. If you would like to attend a monthly GonstFM Station Head radio ritual, if you'd like to buy GonstFM merchandise, or if you would like to join the official Facebook group GonstFam, all of this can be found in the Linktree link in the show notes below. And so, my dearest Gonslings, that brings today's episode to a close. Some of you I will see in Internet Land, and the rest of you I will see in GonstFam. Take care of yourselves, and remember, until next time, in Gonst, we Tronst. I'm Richie. I'll see you next time.